Hey, I'm Tiger.
And I'm Tara,
Welcome back to Last Week Today.
where we tell you what happened last week today.
What is it like working with Tara? I mean,
Korea.
where do I even begin? It is such a pleasure. I've been
Sign
here
up
about
today.
4 months now with the Last Week Today team, and it is honestly the highlight of my week. Tara is just the nicest, most professional, caring co-host anybody could wish for. I mean, first things first, I'm getting blessed in April, and Tara was blessed just last year, so she's been super helpful in giving me advice on starting out as a young couple, and I truly appreciate that. She doesn't have to do it, but she does it anyway, just because she's that type of person. Fitness is another thing we share in common. I like a bit of martial arts, a bit of weightlifting, so that's another common base we share and we enjoy. Hey, Tara, how's my phone?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad. Yeah.
Thanks. Super considerate. She goes out of her way just to make me feel comfortable, make me feel relaxed.
What's it like working with Tiger? Well, let me tell you. First things first, this man is a fitness freak. I've never seen anything like it. Anyway, he's getting blessed soon, which is great, don't get me wrong, but how much can I hear about his fiance? It's all he ever talks about, over and over and over again. Not only that, he eats everything in sight. I couldn't even get a single clementine today.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's like, oh, okay, cool. Alright, so then I have some important news to share with everyone. Important. You guys have to listen. Also, big danger.
And I love clementines.
Oh my god. That's crazy. And then I'm gonna.
What can I say? I mean, no complaints. Working with Tara these last few months has just been incredible. Such a pleasure.
It's been okay. It's been good. I'm, persevering.
Tara said.
About me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was gonna be nice, but if you want the tea, I'm an Englishman. I can give it to you. Tara, as she would say, Tara is the most useless co-host. I feel like I am carrying her. She is such a nuisance, such a inexcusable behavior. When it comes to makeup, she claims she's going in for a touch-up. You already know you're waiting at least a good half an hour for that.
All right, let's start recording in 5.
Okay, I'm gonna go get ready real quick. Okay, I'm ready.
Well, here goes. You ready,
sorry.
right?
Yeah. Sorry. Does it look okay?
Oh yeah, it looks great. Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Hey, I'm Tiger.
And I'm Tara,
Welcome back to Last Week Today.
where we tell you what happened last week today.
All right, give it a hand. It's always nice to see behind the scenes, right? All right, so let's get into the announcements for our Belvedere community. So we've been doing the all hands on deck every Thursdays now. We really would love for everyone to join. This is really a time to really focus on each campaigns that we're working on in our communities and beyond. So yes, your attendance would be lovely. Oh, actually, wait a second. Yes. So for the next announcement, I'm going to invite Pastor Justin.
All right. Good morning, everyone. So, how many of you heard about the Religious Freedom in Japan petition? Have you heard about that? I think most of us have heard about it at this point. So, some of you may not know that this petition is still going on, and it's still an active work that we are working towards to get 100,000 signatures now is our goal. I think that's worldwide. Is that worldwide? Yeah, 50,000, I think, from America. And our Codon brothers and sisters have been especially tasked with a goal each week. This week, they need 200 more signatures by the end of today. So you can only sign once, but you can sign up your kids and your grandkids. No, they have to be 18 and up is the limit. But you can if you think somebody would sign up, like they're going to sign up, you can sign them up and tell them later that you signed them up. It's not a big deal. I shouldn't say this publicly, huh? I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. No, but they do need support, right? They're a amazing team of people, but they also are limited in their numbers. So they really want to ask if all of us as a community can really help out in this. So if you know people that maybe haven't signed up yet, again, kids, family, friends, siblings, this is also actually a really great way to start a conversation about our community, about our movement. People that maybe you haven't really talked to in a long time. This is a good excuse to start a conversation, right? And we never know how heaven can use our efforts in both internationally, nationally, and locally even, how this can make a great impact. So really want to encourage everyone to do that. You can see Denthew was hard at work in the city when we first got started. And to get access to this flyer, I think it's maybe gone out in the newsletter at some point. If not, we'll send it out again. There's also a WhatsApp group that you can join if you want to be kind of an active member of the outreach group. So we'll send that out, and that's going to be it for this one. Thank you very much.
Great, thank you, Pastor Justin. So just a reminder today, yes? Oh, please report to Kanai-san. Kanai Holt. How many signatures? Report how many signatures to Kanai-san by tonight. Okay, great. So reminder today, town hall meeting after service at 12 will be in here, I think. Yeah, in here. And so it's regarding to the new proposed BFC charter, to answer any questions and then next steps forward. So all of you should have gotten the email about the new proposed charter. Hopefully you have read it and looked through it. Be great. So this coming weekend is the Northeast H.H. Humbo event, Great Works, March 29th. So registration is now open. So it is a first come, first serve basis. So please make sure to register if you'd like to join that day. It's only one day event, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Okay. And just a reminder, all the Ansu appointments are still available and will be located in the Belvedere Chuncheon. And then also this coming Sunday, the 30th, we'll have the special grace holy wine ceremony at 12:30. So this is the last one we'll be hosting. So if you have not done so and would like to receive the special grace, please register and follow all the necessary requirements. So yes. Okay, so just before this announcement, I like to show a little promo video about the greenhouse project.
Hey, Belvedere community, guess what? It is springtime and we are getting ready in the garden.
Well, this is our native plant seeds. I have 600 native plants growing in these flats and tiny pots, getting ready to plant in the garden when they start popping up. Oak seedlings growing here. I have more baby oak trees growing here and some other plants that I'm growing, waiting to get planted out into the landscape. Actually, these are cover crops. They are helping to nourish the soil, getting ready for the vegetable plantings that we're going to do. So there's a lot of things going on. We're waiting for the first spring flowers to show up. Over here and down there, we have our garlic plants coming out of the ground. So these are ones we planted last fall, and they're already starting to grow. So those of you who love garlic, this place is for you. Look at all these beds. They're eagerly waiting for new plantings to come. Hello.
The garden is popping, everyone. Let's come to the garden. We got 2 dates that you can join us. On the first one is March 30th on Sunday, and we're going to be working on this greenhouse right here. So as you can see, this greenhouse needs a little bit of love, so we're going to get some people together, especially you guys out there. Let's come together and let's make this into a beautiful greenhouse for our garden people. It's going to be great. And the second date is on April 6th. That's a Sunday, right after service. We're going to have another day where we're going to work out the greenhouse, and hopefully we'll be able to finish it by then. So I'm so excited, and I really hope you can join us on these dates. And also just come any Wednesday. We're going to be here. Join us, join the garden ministry. This is really where we put our faith into practice. I really hope to see you. It's going to be awesome. I'm excited about it. So get excited about it. Let's go.
Yes, so yeah, please join us. Bring your friends, bring your family. It's going to be a really fun time. Just quick before we go into our very special testimony. Julia and David Okamoto just wanted to really thank everyone here. Just so grateful for those who have donated to the GoFund, in other ways for the ministers to go to Korea. So they have fulfilled their goal, and it stands now as we have 6 couples going to Korea. And last year we only had 1, so this is a really, really good thing. Really grateful for everybody here. Yeah, applaud for that. So yes, I'm going to introduce the testimony for today. Raul Joseph, he is going to share his experience about the 7-day challenge this week. So the 7-day challenge that we had this week. So Raul Joseph, everyone.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, we had this 7-day challenge, a meditational challenge, and it's very exciting, very interesting. So in the challenge, you were asked to, sit quietly and meditate and to focus and to, just to clear everything out. For me, it was very interesting. There are 2 things I experienced. The first one was the part when she said, focus on that person, that person there. I knew that little boy that she was talking about. I saw him. He was there. He was coming down. I knew who he was, and he was actually dressed just like this. I wore this outfit just because he wore the same outfit, the same color. And he was there. He was just standing in the middle of the walkway, and I can hear the music going around, and he was just standing there, and as I got closer and closer, he was smiling. But through those smiles, there was a ton of tears. I couldn't see it immediately, but I can see it there. But you can only see the smile, but you can see the tears behind. And then, as I was thinking about this, I said, I know that little boy. Really, that little boy, I know him very well. But I couldn't address that right at that moment because I had to go to work. So I just looked at him from where I was and I let True Mother speak to him so I can go to work. The next experience I had was something I was telling Pastor Mika, Pastor Justin in the email, that I was listening to the meditation and said, sometimes you don't need to sit quietly and listen to it. You can listen to a meditation in the chaos because you go through in your life. There's so much chaos and confusion around you. Sometimes we need to figure out a way to work through those confusion, the chaos, the noise, the obnoxious noise that's around us. So while I was getting ready for work, I played the meditational tape, and I just heard all this noise around me, and I could just focus. I focused, and I was able to push everything aside. And believe me, the same morning I went to work was chaos and confusion. It's always, always, always everything that I experience in prayer or in my inner circle. I always have that experience at work. It's like a preparation for it. So I was able to stop for a moment and say, let me just create this circle so I can hear nothing but silence. And it worked. And that day, we had such an incredible goal at work, and we were able to accomplish it. I mean, my team. So I think in our lives, we go through so many things, but it's always so good to stop and focus on that inner sanctuary, that inner dwelling place that we need to go back to, because there's a whole lot of things that we have not resolved, a whole lot of things that we have not addressed. We're just suppressing it or putting it aside or moving it away so we can just keep going. But sometimes it's necessary to slow down and address those issues little by little. And I think that's what the meditation helped me. I never saw that little boy until that meditation. And it was really good to see him because he was such an adorable little boy. I know that because that was me. But he was always very, the type of person who didn't want to show sadness, even though in your many of you can experience that in your life. You have so many things going on that you just want to just shout out and scream out, but you don't want to let anyone feel uncomfortable with your pain and your grief and your suffering. So you try to hold it back and give that happy outward impression. But sometimes it's really not a good thing. So that's why a meditation is good for you to go into your own sanctuary, which is in yourself, to sit down and just sort those things out, sort them out, revisit them and sort them out so that you can become a more free person, a freer person. And that's the whole idea for me with the meditation, how to become free, how to be liberated. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Raul. Yes, let's be liberated. So yeah, let's invite the song team. Come on up. We'll go into song.
I'm back. So let's liberate ourselves by singing some beautiful songs. We have some really great things. It's a great lineup for you today. We're gonna do 3 songs. The first 2 songs will be Down by the Riverside and The Waymaker. And then we'll have a special song by Peter and the Masterclass Choir. The Masterclass Ensemble. Are you ready? Here we go. 2, 3. I'm gonna lay down my burden. Where? Down by the river. Sing it loud. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my burden. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. I ain't gonna study war no more. 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 I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. I'm gonna put down my sword and shield. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Gonna put down my sword and shield. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Oh, I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Study war no more. I ain't gonna study war no more. Ain't gonna study war no more. Study war no more. Long white road. My long white road. Where? Down by the river. Tell me where. Down by the river. Down by the river. Down by the river. Oh, I'm gonna put on my long white road. Down by the riverside. Down by the river. Oh, I ain't gonna study war no more. Study war no more. Study war no more. I'm gonna walk with the Prince of Peace down by the riverside, down by the riverside, yeah, down by the riverside. I'm gonna walk with the Prince of Peace down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Oh, sing it, I ain't got something for no more. Study war no more. Study war no more. Join hands, join hands around the world. Down by the riverside, down by the riverside, down by the riverside. We're gonna join hands around the world. Down by the riverside, down by the riverside. Sing it out. Oh, keep it up. Study more, study more. Oh, study more. Study more. We're gonna join hands around the world for religious freedom. Yeah, down by the riverside. Let's invite Heavenly Parents into our midst and celebrate the life that we receive from our beloved true parents. Let's invite Jesus into our midst and let Jesus celebrate with us. You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Sing it again. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are here to every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. Oh Lord, you are here, mending every heart. I worship you. I worship you. Because you are a waymaker, yes you are, yes you are, yes you are, my God, that is who you are. Sing it again, sing it again. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. That is who you are. You are, yeah. Oh, my God, that is who you are. That is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 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 Oh, that is who you are. That is who you are. That is who you are. Oh, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. Sing it again. My God, you are the waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. That is who you are. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop. You never stop. Even when I don't see it. Even when I don't see it. Even when I don't feel it. Even when I don't feel it. You never stop. Never stop working. Oh, never stop. Even when I don't see it. Even when I don't feel it. God, you are the Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. 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 Oh, Waymaker, who is keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. You are the Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are. That is who you are. That is who each and every one of you are. You're waymakers, miracle workers. And now we sing our final song, Hallelujah. This is a song written by Peter and lyrics by Pastor Justin. It's an incredible song. So here we go. You can join in. It's a very simple song. You can learn it in a minute because that is who you are. You can sit if you like. You can sit.
Can we get the lights down?
So thank you, everybody. This song, Hallelujah, the meaning of the word hallelujah. Does anybody know? It's praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. And I looked it up. It's also used to exclaim celebration, gratitude, and revelation. So we have a lot to celebrate, a lot to be grateful for. We're on the threshold of the moment that God has been waiting for thousands of years, the moment that God will dwell with men. And April 13th, the historic entrance into the Chaniel Sanctum. So you all know that True Mother has been calling for new music, and this is part of all of that. This song sat on a shelf for a long time, and it wasn't finished at all. And Pastor Justin heard it, and he came up with some wonderful lyrics, and we fleshed it out together. So I'm just really grateful. Let's give it up for Pastor Justin. He's revealing new talents to us that we never knew about. And also part of it was this welcome home sermons that he gave recently that really moved me to come up with this final version. I'm also very grateful to Raul because he came up with some wonderful harmonies that you're about to hear. So let's give it up for him too. And also for Rumiko, our pianist, she really fleshed out the piano part wonderfully. And of course, let us thank our masterclass choir team for investing everything. Yesterday, we worked really hard on this song. So we present to you, Hallelujah.
Heavenly Parent, we greet you on the throne. Brothers and sisters, we welcome you home. Thank you to parents for healing the past. All are rejoicing, you dwell with us at last. We're singing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Father and Mother in heaven above, you now have a home here filled with your true love. May we eternally be bonded in heart. Never again shall we be apart.
And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Look, God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. And he will wipe away every tear in their eyes." Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. We're singing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Let's give it up for Uncle Peter. That was a beautiful creation. Amazing. Okay, please join me in prayer to prepare our hearts. Our most beloved Heavenly Parent, our victorious true parents, we thank you so much for this wonderful day, this Sunday. It's so beautiful, it's so heartwarming to come here, this place where we call home, we call Belvedere, this community where we come, we're greeted by smiling faces and warm hugs. We're greeted by beautiful music and testimonies. Heavenly Parent, we thank you so much for what you've prepared for us, what our true parents prepared for us, our father and our mother. For so many years, you've been building the foundations, building the groundwork, building the structure so that we can live in your home together with you, our parents. Heavenly Parent, we are so blessed to be living at this time. This truly is a golden age, Heavenly Parent, an age that the world has never seen before, where we can see miracles happen on a daily basis, where we can hear your voice deep within our heart, Heavenly Parent, that the way is made open to all of us to receive your blessing, to be a part of your family. Heavenly Parent, I just pray that you can bless each and every person here. We don't know what everyone's going through. We don't know what's going on in their heart and their mind. We know that everyone here has their struggles. But today, Heavenly Parent, I ask that your grace be upon each and every one of us, that we can just feel your love, feel your warm embrace and your whisper to keep going, to never give up, to always be proud of ourselves, to always know that we are loved by you no matter what. Heavenly Parent, please bless our speaker, our Vice President, Denthu, who's working so hard to really bring about this new age, really trying to raise up our next generation. We know he's making many sacrifices that we don't see, that he won't share about, but we know that leadership is not easy. And we really want to be here to support him, to hear his words, and to really see how God is working through him. We thank you so much for this moment, this time. And I report this and pray in gratitude and in attendance to our Holy Mother Han. In my name, Justin Okamoto, a blessed family. Adieu.
Great. Thank you, Pastor Justin, for the beautiful prayer. So now we'll welcome our speaker, Denthu Leary. So nice to have you here with us. I think it's been a long time since you've spoken here. So we're really grateful that you have graced us with your presence. So Denthu Leary, everyone.
All right. Yeah, it's been a while since I've given a sermon here. I was trying to shake off the cobwebs yesterday and this morning. A lot of ums and uhs. So if you're okay to do fellowship around dinner time rather than lunch, it would be great. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Okay. So I'm going to be giving a sermon about attendance. This is something that a few of you have heard. I gave a sermon on New Jersey for their young adult, or I gave a talk for the young adult service in New Jersey 2 Fridays ago. So I'm sorry for the few of you that were there. I try to shift it up a little bit, change it a little bit to make it, enjoyable for you as well. And it's also a different audience. I was speaking to young adults. Now I'm also speaking to young adults, just with a little bit more wisdom and experience in attendance, so it's a little more awkward. So, yeah, I think attendance is something we were at yesterday or last week, me and a few, Antella and Tiger, we were visiting some churches, and we went to 3 different churches, and the middle one, basically the main point was we want people, the most important thing in your life of faith is showing up to church. Right? Attending and going every day or every week to a Sunday service. It took him around an hour and a half to say that. I thought he was, making a lot of jokes. A lot of that went over my head, but it took him a while to basically say the importance of you have to attend church, which of course is yes, that's important. And it's also good to see that we, as a church, is very similar to all those churches. We like to fill up the back and leave the front open a little bit here. It's good to know this is universal amongst all religions. But I'm not really going to talk about that attendance, though that is important. You guys are all doing a great job. Let's give each other a round of applause for showing up. It's half the battle, that part of attendance. But what I'm going to talk a little bit more about is the artistic attendance towards one central figure, or leader, or boss, or parent. And really the heart that you have to have as someone who is in that position to attend them. And this is a lot more difficult, something I've struggled a lot with. This might surprise you all. But it is something, especially for us as Westerners, or as Americans, it is very difficult for us to really grasp. But I feel that it is important to really talk about this. And I'm sorry if it's too small. Uncle Charles told me I got to make my font a little bit bigger. So next time, I'm usually not the best PowerPoint maker, so bear with me. But I feel that attendance is something that's really on a lot of what's going on, especially in our movement as of late and what's happening in our church. And I think a lot of it started with this motto. And in this motto of 2025, in the 13th year of Tunnel Guk, when we attend the Creator Heavenly Parent substantially, let us, the blessed families around the world, become true sons and daughters of Tunnel Guk, who fulfill our responsibility as the chosen people in unity with true parents. And it's nice because it has attend in there, and you can't spell attendance without attend. But also, I think it shows the point of what we have to do, right? Our responsibility is to substantially attend through our unity with true parents. And this substantially is really difficult and something we're trying to figure out. It is hard. We have been trying to figure it out for quite a few years now, and we're continuing trying to figure it out. What it really means, what we as an individual can really do to attend substantially and support within, right, that unity with true parents. And I feel as Westerners, we come and we have a little bit of a concept when it comes to attendance, right? If this is you, and we're attending, then we're a sheep, all right? Like a nice little diagram to really spell it out. I feel oftentimes we fall into this idea, this concept. If you're attending someone, it means you're no longer have free will. It's not your decisions, you're just following someone. And if you're doing that, you're not American, right? Because we as Americans, we decided to put a stop to that in the 1700s, where we said, no, we're not listening to anyone. We're not going to attend the people across the pond, and we kicked them out. And it's in our DNA to really feel that freedom. I say that with no American blood, but in spirit and culture, as a lot of us here aren't really Americans either, but the spirit in, we feel it after a while. It becomes difficult to really understand and actually be in that sense of unity of support. See, if you show up late for church, then you have to sit in the front. Oof, rough. Uncle Jamel, he likes to do that. Right? It's difficult for us to really understand the purpose of it because we feel that with attendance, we are blocked from really being free, that it's a burden, right? Like this is you, and this is you with attendance. Ugh, so squished, okay? You understand? Right? All these different things pile up, and it's difficult for you to really feel that you can be free and give your God-given uniqueness. Of course, some cultures, it's a little bit easier, but it is something, especially when this next generation, for us as the next generation, and why I was, giving this talk to young adults, us as second generation, this is really difficult for us to understand. People that grew up in this culture. Why do I have to follow someone? Why do I have to attend someone? Why do I have to artistically support them if I'm not really feeling so much from them? And I do want to say that this is a big issue. It is not only the responsibility of us to attend our central figures, but our central figures to really attend the people that are supporting them, to really love them and care for them. And that hasn't always been the case. And I do want to put that out there, that I realize that, and I know that many times people in leadership weren't always the best leaders and oftentimes abused that. Hopefully we can do better moving forward, but that is just, I'm just putting that out there. Just, I acknowledge that. As someone now that is in a leadership position, I understand. And I'm not giving this now because, now it's time to attend, guys, because now I'm in the, it's not like that at all. Okay, I'm putting that out there, all right? But it's also the heart I need to have towards my central figures and something I need to continue to work on. And I think a big part is this concept is that we feel that it is so limiting, right? You are being boxed in when you're trying to attend someone because it's not you that is necessarily your goal. You just need to support someone. And I want to say that I feel this is something we have to clarify and we have to sort of break free from. Attendance does not mean obedience. There is beauty in obedience, and there's time for that, especially, right, having absolute obedience to God, right, surrendering yourself completely to God and true parents. But when it comes to attending, it's a little bit more present than obedience, from what I understand, right? And obedience, you follow no matter what. But what we are encouraging people to do, and what True Mother is encouraging us to do, is to attend, which means you're being proactive, you're being present, you're thinking ahead. You're not just following it because it's the law and you have to. but you're doing it out of your heart of wanting to make it easier, for your heart of wanting to really support those around you, those that are leading you to achieving their goals. And I think the big thing is if this is you and this is your central figure, oftentimes you look alike, is that their goal becomes your goal. If you're truly attending someone, their goal is your goal, right? When it's on all levels, usually the goal of your central figure is something that you also vibe with. You resonate with it. Maybe it's not necessarily your idea of how to achieve it. You would do it a little bit differently. But the goal is usually the same, right? If it's a business and you have a boss, a CEO, their goal is to make tons of money. And you're like, oh, I can get down with that. I can also, that's a nice goal for me as well. I like to make money. And if that's, then you can really support that, ideally, right? It's the same in a community. The pastor wants to make an amazing community. And usually we all want to be part of that community. And so we can support that. And I'll talk more about that. But really, it's this idea that you are actively and fully present in your support of that goal, of your central figure, of the person that you're attending's goal. Their goal becomes yours. And you can use your uniqueness, and this is where I feel we sometimes stray away, where you can use your uniqueness, your God-given talent, to really support, to actually attend. No matter who you are, you will not experience only sweetness and joy on the path of the kingdom of heaven. Going through spiritual struggles or struggle is, in fact, a most precious thing. It's easy for it to say, oh, just, you just got to make your goal, your goal, and boom, bada bing, everything is nice. It's a lot more difficult half the time or all the time, right? We've all been there where, it's easy if you like your central figure. And they're, you're able to joke around, you have a good relationship. But just imagine if you don't like your central, oh my goodness, right? I'm sure we've all been on a fundraising team at some point about that, where your captain was, oh my good. That was more of a struggle being in the van than outside of the van. Or, right? Oftentimes we run into that situation where you have to follow someone that is difficult. But yeah, it is the importance of, if you put that aside and you break through, we know this from principle. We know this from the amount of times we've tried it, that you will be able to really succeed. And it's even more beautiful, that love and that support. And the things that you can then accomplish after breaking through that is even greater than what you could have accomplished if it was easy for you just to attend and unite. And one thing is if this is the situation, you are trying to make your central figure's goal your goal, is to realize no matter how much difficulty and weight and burden it is to attend that person, most likely that central figure has a little bit more, right? They have a little bit more burden, a little more weight, right? With the responsibility of really achieving that goal. Even though you have the attendance and it is difficult to really love that person, it's sometimes even harder to be responsible for that goal. And I think I was able to learn this a lot from a brother in Colorado named Kenzo Tanaka. He's been a GPA commander for a long, long, long time. And this was probably the biggest thing that he really taught me, because I struggled with this a lot, because I thought, of course, the central figure's goal should be to love me, right? I'm sure we've all been in that position where we're like, this person's main purpose is to make my life better. And as a central figure, if they're not doing that, they don't deserve my attendance, And I really struggle with this idea of putting myself in those shoes. But Kenzo-san, I think, showed me a lot this sort of support of what it really means to attend someone completely. It's oftentimes not the big things that you can do. Of course, it's always nice if you can give a lot, you can attend a lot, you can really unite and support, but sometimes it's just the smallest things, the little things that can go a long way to make that person's life easier, to make that weight, that responsibility just a little bit lighter. And oftentimes it is with just a cup of coffee in the morning. This was a big thing for him. He would feel so much love if someone just brought him a cup of coffee without him having to ask, with no and he would feel, this person is uniting with me and I'm able to really support and love this person. And it's oftentimes it's just these little things. The more little things that we can do to really support our leader, the person that has the responsibility to really achieve this goal, the easier it will become for that person to do so. Obviously, right? Sometimes when you put yourself in their shoes, it becomes a little bit simpler. We put a lot of pressure on the central figure, on them being worthy of our attendance until you're in that position of being the central figure. And then you realize how difficult it is if no one's really being, supporting you and loving you and attending you. It becomes a lot more harder to achieve your goal, right? And for me, this became very apparent with Kenzo's son as he was teaching me, as I was his assistant for quite some time, as he was teaching me to be a commander, to love on my members, and what it means to really support and what it means to be a leader, was when our roles were reversed and I stepped into this leadership position and I asked him to really support me, he did it. And I felt so much love and attendance from him, even though for a long time, he was my older brother. He was my central figure. And then I asked him to step in, become in charge of operations, something he didn't want to do. It's not what he loves to do. But he did it because he knew I can release some of the burden that Denthu was feeling. And that love really blew me away and really showed me actually how powerful it is. Once you can let go of the way you want things to happen, once you let go of, if I was in charge, I would do it this way, and you just support because you know the difficulty that person is facing, and you just are able to love them. And this is on all levels inside the family, right? The kids eventually try to figure that out, that, I just have to support my parents, not demand everything from my parents. Something I'm working on. Right? Or when it comes to a community, when it comes to every level of an organization, a team, once that is figured out, you can really it blows away and really is able to bring a lot of love and a lot of support. So the reason why Justin, I'm sure, he wanted me to give this sermon about attendance was to make it more local, to make it more, how do I relate to this? Is we all want a dope community for everyone. Uncle Dominic said I should have changed that word. But what I'm trying to say is an amazing community, a dope community, you know what I'm saying? Like a really cool community, right? One that we're proud of being a part of, one that we're excited to show up on Sundays bright and early, before the coffee's brewed so we can grab the front seats. One that we're excited to be a part of, one that it's easy to spread. It's easy to talk to a bunch of people about how amazing our community is because we really feel it, right? This is our dream. We all have the same dream. Justin has had this dream, right? Ever since he became a pastor. I know we talked about it. Was it 4 or 5 years ago? 5 years ago now, right? He was like, he had all these great ideas. He was like, this is the community I want. I was like, wow, that's an amazing community. Yeah? And all of us members have that same goal of making that community that we're so proud of. But we realize we're probably not living in that community yet. And all of us could be easily, that's Justin's fault. I would have probably done it a bit differently if I was in his shoes. I probably would have given sermons a little bit differently. I will structure the community a bit differently. And it's easy to feel like that. And I say this from my own experience, that I probably didn't attend Justin as well as I could have to really support him in achieving this goal of making a community I could be proud of. And I want to encourage you all to reflect a little bit on that. Did I support Justin? Have I been an active participant of this community? Have I made this goal my own? Have I really thought, how can I support him to the best of our ability and attend him to the best of my capability? And sometimes that is just being an hour a week where you show up to service with a smile on your face and a pep in your step, with some enthusiasm. And that's great if that's what you can give. And some people, maybe it's a little bit more, where you show up early and you can set up the chairs, or you work on the AV. But we all find that way to attend, to make Justin's responsibility of making a wonderful community our own. And this is what it means to truly attend. It's something that we always have to go back to and check ourselves. We might think that we're attending, but we realize that actually maybe I'm doubting a little bit more than that. I'm not truly invested into this as much as I could be. I realize, Justin's singing is cool and all, but it's not really for me. I'm just kidding. I think that was beautiful. I really wish I could sing like that. I have no music ability. Right? It is hard to always feel how I can support. But the more that we can do it, the easier it will be. The easier it will come to actually build that community substantially, which is what the motto is about. How can we do it substantially? It's great to think and pray about, but in all honesty, we still have some work to do for it to really come. And I say this as I'm trying to be an active member of this community, and I can't say I've done such an amazing job either. Because the representation of the goal we are all trying to retrieve becomes you. If you, through your attendance, you also represent that goal. Through you being part of this community, you represent the Belvedere family community. And how amazing and dope that community is, you also represent. How amazing and how loving you can show through who you are. And this is something to realize, especially on a bigger scale. Whew. Sorry about this one. This big block of text. You guys can all read this, right? I can barely read it. All right, I'll go through it. Living with parents in this age, however, at the same time, you are also deeply indebted to parents. You must therefore repay that debt while you are still on earth. Future descendants will suffer less only if the programs Father has planned are accomplished while I am still on earth. Therefore, you must actively support me in accomplishing these set programs. You must lead you must lead a strict life of attendance to true parents. As soon as you wake up in the morning, you must first say thank you to parents. Offer a bow and begin your day. When eating breakfast, offer the first spoonful to parents saying, please have some. After work, before you go to bed, you should say, parents, I will rest now for today. Please rest well too. You should live in such lives of attendance. You should live with true parents 24 hours a day. Only then can you say you are their children. You should be able to have the heart of the true child. Members in early days led such lives. You must keep a good standard and live a life of attendance. Whew. Basically, most of you have experienced living a life of attendance. It is my generation that struggled with it a lot more, right? When True Father was there, in True Parents, and it was active, and the spirit world was flowing, it was easy. From what I understand, I wasn't around. But I'm sure it had its difficulties. I know it did. But a lot of things were moving. We were growing. I mean, we learn about our movement in the history books because of how fast we grew. We did amazing, incredible things. And things started to slow down. So I have an example. I like to keep a theme. When I was going around the Blue Dragon, I gave an example about Formula One. And I know this is going to go over most of your heads, but my wife is really tired of me talking about it, and I need to talk about it with someone. So tough. We're going through it. All right. The new season just started. Really exciting. Just had the second race yesterday or this morning in China for the Chinese Grand Prix. And it's exciting already, except if you're a Red Bull fan, then you got some worries, which I am. And, just to break it down, Formula One is racing and goes around the world, right? There are 10 teams. Each team has 2 drivers, right? So 20 cars going around their track. And of course, the goal is to make the fastest car go around the quickest, where you can win the most amount of points. Got it? So this team I'm rooting for, Red Bull, you have the 4-time world champion, Max Verstappen, and you have the rookie, Liam Lawson. All right, it's an exciting year because there's 6 rookies. It's a big deal. All right, people that are new, first time, driving for Formula One. And the reason it's been interesting is because, right, Max Verstappen, he's fighting for that 5th world champion, and he's up there on the top. And the first Grand Prix in Australia, he got 2nd. This last one, he didn't do so well. He got 4th. But he's up there. He's being competitive with the other cars, right? McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari. Our wonderful rookie and his teammate Liam Lawson is right now sitting in 20th. He is not doing the best. He is in dead last most of the times. It's not because usually if you're one of the top teams and you're in last, it means you probably crashed or something happened to the car. Nope, he is struggling. He cannot figure out how to drive the car. And the reason for it is Red Bull has designed a car for Max Verstappen, making him happy. They have built a car in complete attendance and unity with how he drives. From what I understand, it's really difficult. I don't know. I've never met the guy. I've never driven the car. One day, but I'm a bit too tall, supposedly. But he likes, it's like when when you're on the computer and you have a mouse and you make it too sensitive and you just give it a little click and it flies across the screen. This is how he drives. He drives with the sensitivity to the max, where he just has to turn a little bit and the car turns. And the reason he does that is because he's really fast at reaction and he's able to react a lot quicker than anyone else. Anyway, sorry, I don't want to go into too much detail. It's real inspiring though. And so they have completely built the car for him. And so Liam doesn't know how to drive this car. He does not drive like that. And they have not been able to build the car in support of this second driver, their new driver. Right? The car has to be the same. That's the rules. But the team doesn't know how to support and really attend Liam. And of course, it makes sense. Max is a 4-time world champion. However, if this team wants to succeed and win the Constructor Championship, which is a team championship, and score the most amount of points, they need Liam to start scoring some points. And the reason I bring this up is because I believe this shows as an example for our movement. We have been super successful. We were able to build a culture, an environment that attended a certain way really well. And we had a lot of result with it. Yeah? What Damien says is in the wilderness, we were able to adapt. We figured it out. We're all soldiers on the field, and spiritually, we battled. And then we had to figure out what it means to start living in Channelgook and start to transition, and it's become a lot difficult, or a lot more difficult. And especially when we have to start to attend someone differently, who is asking us to attend differently. Liam is asking Red Bull to, hey, have you thought about not making it so sensitive so that I can get around the turns too? But it's tough for them to let go of how he drives because he has been so good. It is difficult for us to let go and build and evolve our community and attend differently because it has been so good. And recently, there's been a lot of difficulties about this, as we all can imagine, especially when this showed up a few months ago. I think our region is doing well comparatively to other regions. We have to be honest. They're all hopeless way over there, but we're doing great. No, I'm just kidding. But we've had our difficulties too in really understanding what this means. I pray gratefully in attendance to Holy Mother Han in my name, Denthu, Alir Essential Couple, Aju. It has been difficult. We don't understand. What does this mean? Does it mean we throw True Father out the window? Does it mean that we forget about all the victories we had, how the success that we had? And I believe this is something that we have to really reflect and think about for ourselves. In attendance, in the new direction that we're going. In attendance for what your mother is trying to lead us towards. And it is tough. It has been difficult. Because we remember how amazing it has been. Even though I wasn't alive, I was told many stories, and it sounded pretty cool. We were an active movement. Things were moving. We had a lot of sway. I mean, think about it. The billions of dollars of enterprises we created, the millions of members that we have, or people that we have touched, it was incredible. The car was zooming. But now we're trying to adapt a little bit differently, a new culture. Because one thing is that the next generation haven't figured out. And it's been hard to figure out how we can build a movement, a community, a church around these young punk drivers. Right? These young leaders that think they know what they're talking about. It's been hard to figure out what can we do to really support it so that we can continue to win. Continue to win those races. Just continue to keep the dominance of Red Bull. Because God, if I see McLaren win, it's going to be a problem. Anyways, sorry. And a lot of it is because we're struggling to really support and attend in a different way. Right? True Mother has the goal of Chanoguk. It is a difficult goal. Actually, it's probably the most difficult goal. If you really think about it, the kingdom of heaven, we have no idea what it will really be like living in that. No clue. None of us grew up in it. We hear it'll probably be amazing with a lot of love, but it's so out of our concept, we don't understand. But we know that it is the responsibility of True Mother to achieve it. The responsibility of true parents to achieve it. And the only way that it will really happen is if we attend and support that central figure that is trying to achieve it and try to figure out what can I do to just take a little bit of that responsibility and that burden away. Of course, this is on the big screen, big grand scheme of things, and we can make it a little bit smaller and smaller of what we can really do for our community and what we can be the example. But it's something that we have to think about. What can we do to usher in this next generation? What can we do to really support in building an environment, a car, in attendance with Mother in this new era? What can we do to really support? And all of you guys are the ones that are here, which is amazing. You're attending. So obviously, you guys have figured something out. But what is important is what can we do to support those that are not? What can we do to help build and support and build the environment to really help those that are not showing up, that do not feel God's love so completely, that don't feel, this community is not something I want to invest into because I don't see the point, you know? And this is something that we have to think about. And this is why True Mother's asking us to pray in this attendance, not to forget all the victories of the past, not to let go of all the greatness that we had just last year. But to actually see how we can continue being great and really bring back, right? She talks about in this long quote, way back here, members in the early days led such lives of attendance where I'm sure you all were there, where your first spoonful of cereal, I'm just kidding, it's probably rice that they're talking about here, or stew or oatmeal. You gave to true parents. The first generation, you did this. You figured out how to live a life of attendance. Where we then got stuck was how this next generation also can live a life of attendance. And this car has to be a little bit different. The community that we build has to be a bit different. And True Mother is trying to help us understand that. She's focusing a lot on the environment, on the culture. I was really hoping she would talk more about sports, but it's a lot about music at the moment, which is great. But it's a culture that we're trying to build, the songs that we're trying to sing. Celebrate the fact that we're in a much more beautiful era, that we don't have to be on the front line battling it out. That we want to build a community and an environment of love, of support. But it's really difficult. Oftentimes because there's a little bit of a gap. Artistically, we're there, but substantially, we've got a lot of leaders in the way. You know? There happens to be a lot of people representing True Mother, right? This person's responsibility is the continental leaders are there to represent, True Mother is able to spend more time with them. to really invest into them so that they can represent this ideal, this goal of Chunoguk to their continents, to their regions, then the national leaders, then you got regional, sub-regional leaders, then you got pastors. And sometimes it gets diluted, it feels. But this is how True Mother can reach out to 8 billion people. I'm sure if she could, she would. If she could talk to everybody, then that's great. But honestly speaking, for us to really build, we have to all figure out what we can do. Spiritually, we should be connected. Substantially, we have to figure out how to really support our closest representation of true parents, of that goal, right? And in this case, it's Justin. He is our pastor. He represents true parents for our community of Belvedere. And some of us might have problems with it. Some of us maybe not so much. And that's okay. But if we figure out how we can attend, if he was True Mother, if he was true parents, of what we can do to build the Belvedere community to the greatness as it was back in the day when it was super exciting and we had to open those doors and put out a tent back there. Remember that, guys? I remember that. I was around for that. There was a lot of people. When the environment was moving, when there was energy. And we can get back to that. That is what True Mother is saying. We don't have to let go of those victories of the past and be a team that drops to the middle. Drops to the middle of the pack. But we can continue to be up there, showing the example to the world of what a beautiful community, what a God-loving community can be like. And through those foundations of attendance, True Mother has something to stand on. If we all have that heart of supporting her, supporting the direct person in front of us, and we all do it to the best of our ability, then slowly we can move forward. But honestly speaking, half the time, there's division here and there. One person's not attending someone's not doing a good job in uniting with that person, and we start to go in many different ways, and this becomes difficult. It's then hard to all be united on that goal of what Chunoguk is. So, let us attend. It's always easier said than done. It didn't take me so long to type that in. It is tough. And I know a lot of you have given everything. Have given so much and have won and been victorious so many times in many, many ways. Even this petition, when we started talking about this wonderful petition, the first thing we talked about was somewhat in the 80s. I guess we had a million signature campaign at some point, or I don't know. Reverend Thompson was talking about it and how it was so great and they were able to get so many signatures as we're out there struggling to get 10 in New York City. I was like, well, this is great and all, but it's tough. We're in a different time. And we have to continue to adapt and evolve our car, attend in a different way, but the heart should always be the same. Understand who is responsible for this goal. It's a trying time for our movement, right? A big thing in Korea, we have the Cheonwon-gun entrance ceremony, but also the 2 grandsons are being asked to take on this responsibility. And having spent some time now with Shinhung is going to be tough. He's emotional. He can be very radical. And it's easy for me, as someone that's older than him, to judge him for that. But I cannot imagine the pressure and responsibility that he has to feel as a 5-year-old to figure out how he's going to lead our movement to actually accomplish Chunoguk. And to attend him will be different. But if we can really figure out how to do it, first True Mother, then these true grandchildren, and we can support them to our capability, then we can continue moving forward and building this Chunoguk, this goal that we all were inspired by. We all want to be part of that. We all want to live in the kingdom of heaven here on earth. We all want to feel that love that I'm sure we will all feel. But it all starts with the attitude that we have in attending the person that is representing that goal for us. All right? So let us attend, figure out what we can do, take on the responsibility for what is in front of us, And slowly we can start to build that energy back up and drive a nice shiny race car and start to win some more races. Aju? All right, if you could all join me in prayer. Dearest, most beloved Heavenly Parent and true parents, thank you so much for this beautiful community, this Belvedere family community, a community that I've been a part of my entire life, that I love so dearly, that is such an amazing place where there's been so much investment, so much spiritual power, so much love. Right here in this building where there's been so much direction of how we can really move as a movement as we try to do the impossible, as we follow those that are given the responsibility to do the impossible. And I'm so sorry for the amount of times that these people that were given this position often messed up as they were just trying to figure things out. And it was difficult to really get behind. And we must acknowledge and understand those. But how we can really then now support True Mother in her vision and her way of wanting us to really achieve what her and True Father have wanted to achieve from the very beginning. And hopefully through our attendance and our love, not only through our spirit, but also substantially, physically, in our communities, in our regions, in our countries, we can figure it out. And the more of us that can get on board, and the more of us that can really support and be proud of what we're building, the easier it will be for more people to jump on. The easier for us it will be to be proud of Belvedere. So we can easily tell our sons and daughters, our brothers and sisters, our friends, our families to come back, to be part of this loving community, because we know that we're slowly building it there, or building it here. So I pray that we all can really figure out what we have to go through to really attend fully and completely and gratefully in attendance to Holy Mother Han. I pray this in my name, Denthiu and Yazan, and Lirba Central Couple, Aju. All right, thank you guys.
Thank you, Denthiu. One more round of applause. All right. So let's take about 4 minutes. You can share your reflection from today's message to your partner, or you can go in threes. So I'll give you 4 minutes. Please make sure to switch if you haven't switched yet. All right. So why don't you finish your thought, finish your sentence, and we'll come back together. And if anyone would like to share their reflection with everybody, we'd really like to hear it. All right. All right, everybody. Someone in the front really can't wait to speak. Okay. We'll go Pastor Justin, then.
All right. All right, everyone. Your pastor is speaking. Time to attend. No. Well, I just got to say, I think that was the best sermon Denthu's ever given. Let's give it up for Denthu. And I mean that with total sincerity. And it's amazing, what putting someone in such a pressure cooker situation will do to them, like, I really feel like that really turned Denthu into this diamond, this incredible person who has so much wisdom, so much to give, so much love. So I was just so moved by that. And yeah, I really felt what came up for me was this whole heart of attendance, because obviously he was talking about me, like, personally, right, in the message. And at one point I was like, I felt sad, because I was like, yeah, I wish I was attended better too. But then I felt like, but everyone wants to feel that, like, everyone wants to feel attended to in some way, right? And I realized, like, if I want to be attended to, like, how do you teach your kids how to live a good life? Is you got to show a good example, right? And I just felt like, I really got to show that example of what attendance is. As a pastor, as a leader, I felt really, repentful about that. Like, I instead of thinking like, oh, why aren't people attending me? Like, thinking more like, am I really attending? Am I really living with that heart of attendance? Am I really leading with that heart of attendance myself? And if I can focus on that, then I think that's the best way to teach. That's the best way to teach. So I just felt, as much as I'd love to show up and, someone gives me a cup of coffee in the morning, Jamel, no, I'm just kidding. No, I felt, I got to figure that out. Like, maybe I got to start, giving Denthu a cup of coffee in the morning when he shows up every once in a while. No, but I felt so blessed by this sermon, and yeah, I just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Justin. Did you want? No? Because I saw your hand raised, but it's all right. Anyone else would like to share? I know you all are so eager. Noah?
Yeah, that was really great. Thank you. Thank you, Denthu. It was reflecting from the principle that, the old age was, the age of Moses was the age of law. You had to follow the law. And the age of Jesus was the age of faith, but he wasn't here, of course. So, he didn't have to deal with it. But the new age is really the age of attending. When you actually have a real person you have to relate with and be sensitive to and actually be there for them. And that's really difficult. I was really touched about the story about your captain too. That was really good. How somebody who you were attending now is attending you, and I think that was. I think we all go through that as parents and whatever. So I really appreciated that. And I had another friend, and just as another note, I had when we used to talk about that some years back. I had one friend who would always say, "Well, at 10, we dance." That was his attendance. so thank you.
Thank you, Noah. Gosh, I love that. All right, so why don't we bring up the song team? Well, actually, the masterclass, right? Yeah, all the masterclass attendants from yesterday. Let's sing the last song.
So everyone, we've had such a great morning, incredible morning with such really richness. So let's join together in singing this last song, Hallelujah, and we should sing it with the richness of what we've received today. Sing out from the bottom of your hearts, just sing Hallelujah for all the victory and the glory and everything that's coming down the pipeline. So let's all join together. Everyone can stand and sing.
Heavenly Parent, we greet you on your throne. Brothers and sisters, we welcome you home. Thank you, true parents, for healing the past. All are rejoicing, you dwell with us at last, singing hallelujah, 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 hallelujah,
Father and Mother in heaven above, you now have a home here filled with your true love. May we eternally be bonded
And I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, "Look, God's dwelling place is now among the people, and he will dwell with them. They will be his people, and God himself will be with them and be their God. And he will wipe away every tear from their eyes."
Hallelujah. Singing hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah,
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week. We love you. And remember, there is a town hall meeting at 12 o'clock. So if you're staying for that, we'll see you then. God bless you.